Guy slapped his boss's secretaries but in a naughty way. Instead of being angry, the secretary showed a look of enjoyment. But this scene was discovered by his boss. As punishment for stealing his thunder, he made Tom work overtime that night. When Tom was finally ready to go home after finishing work, he was horrified to find his female boss shot by a man in a suit. Terrified, Tom immediately turned and ran. He quietly snuck back to his desk, grabbed his phone and tried to call the police, but unfortunately, the phone was dead and turned off.
Goddamn iPhones.
He had no choice but to quickly recharge his cell phone, but when he turned around, he saw his colleague's body lying next to him. While he was frozen, there were footsteps at the door. It turned out that the murderer had found the place. Luckily, Tom hid in time, so the killer didn't find him. While the killer was moving the body, Tom quietly slipped out and hid in the storage room. As he secretly watched the killer, the man suddenly turned and looked in his direction. At this moment, the killer was dragging the corpse slowly towards him. Seeing that he was about to be exposed, Tom was in despair. However, at this moment, the killer suddenly stopped his steps. He quickly turned around and walked towards Tom's workstation. It turned out to be a call from Tom's girlfriend. The killer hung up the phone, and then looked through the pictures and names in the phone. This made the killer realize that there were still survivors in the company. Tom took the opportunity to escape, but he found every exit blocked. He had to hide in a room. In a moment of desperation, Tom set a piece of paper on fire and threw it into the trash can. Then he knocked it over, attracting the attention of the people on the other side of the building. When Tom saw that someone had noticed him, he began frantically signaling for the police to be called. At that moment, however, the killer smelled the burning odor. He immediately grabbed a fire extinguisher and ran towards Tom's room. Tom heard footsteps. He was about to run when he bumped right into the killer, but the killer ignored him. Instead, he rushed into the room and quickly put out the fire, then signaled to the people across the street that the danger was over. Tom's plan to get help fell through. He snuck into the server room and upgraded his keycard access, then disabled everyone else's keycards. But just as he was about to do it, the killer came looking for him.